Section 8.7, the cost of home ownership. This section, we are going to compute the monthly payment and interest cost for a mortgage. Prepared a partial loan amortization schedule to solve problems involving what you can afford to spend for a mortgage and to understand the pros and cons of renting versus buying. Let's see some of terminologies. Mortgage is a long-term loan for the purpose of buying a home. Down payment is the portion of the sale price of the home that the buyer initially pays to the seller. So then the mortgage would be the sale price minus the down payment. Fixed rate mortgages have the same monthly payment during the entire time of the loan, where the variable rate mortgage, known as adjustable rate mortgages, have payment amount that change from time to time depending on changes in the interest rate on the market. The computation involved with buying a home, most lending institutions require the buyer to pay one or more points at the time at closing. That is the time that the mortgage begins. So a point means 1% of the loan amount. For example, 2 points mean the buyer must pay 2% of the loan amount at closing. The formula to pay or to compute the regular payment is the PMT as the payment amount is P times R over N, all divided by R minus the quantity 1 plus R over N raised to the power negative NT, which is the same formula as to compute the installment loan when you look at the formula at the previous section about the cars. So the PMT represents the regular payment amount, usually like per month. P is a loan for the home ownership section. So this one is going to be the mortgage. N is the number of the payments per year. R is the annual rate. Recall the rate given in percent, but when you compute, you're going to convert into the decimal form. T is the total time in years to pay off the loan. So we're going to use this formula to compute the regular payment amount. The first example, the price of a home is $195,000. The bank requires 10% down payment and 2 points at the time of closing. The cost of the home is financed with a 30-year fixed rate mortgage at 7.5%. Let's look at each key term. So the price of the house is $195,000. The bank requires 10% down payment at 2 points at the time of closing, and the total time, the entire time would be 30 years. The mortgage rate is 7.5%. Part A, we are going to compute the down payment. The down payment, it's required to pay like 10%. So the down payment is going to be 10% of the house price. Okay, so then the down payment equals 0.10, which is from 10% of means multiply $195,000, and it comes out to be $19,500 as the down payment. And the next part, we're gonna find the amount of mortgage, which is the amount of the loan. So the mortgage equals the cost of the home subtracted by the down payment. So we get the mortgage from $195,000 subtracted by $19,500, and the mortgage, which is the loan for this problem, is $175,500. And this is the loan. Part C, how much must be paid for the 2 points at closing? Recall the 2 points mean 2%, 2% of the loan. And the loan is the amount of the mortgage, which is $175,500. So then the 2 point at closing would be 0.02, which is from the 2%, multiplied by 17550, which is amount of the loan, and it comes out to be 3,510. And part D, we're gonna find the monthly payment, exclude escrow, taxes, and the insurance. So we're gonna use the monthly payment formula that we saw in the earlier slide. So write out the formula, the PMT equals P as a loan multiplied by R over N divided by the quantity 1 minus the quantity 1 plus R over N raised to the power negative NT and then close the parentheses. So from this one, make a list. What do we need? We're gonna need the P. P is the loan. So the P is the loan. And the R is the rate, which is 0.075. N is the number of the payments in 1 year. So this one is the monthly payment. That means the N equals 12. And the T, the total time of the loan would be 30. So we have N equals 12, T equals 30. The P as a loan or the mortgage is 175,500. The R equals 0.075. We get all the numbers and then we just replace the number in the variable in the formula. So P 175,500 and then multiply by R, which is 0.075 divided by the N, which is 12, close the parentheses, draw the line, and then start opening the parentheses for the denominator. 1 minus, open another parenthesis, 1 plus 0.075 divided by 12, raised to the power negative, N is 12, multiplied by 30, and then close the parentheses. Now I'm gonna go to the calculator screen and then show you how to calculate the number as the monthly payment. Usually we're gonna round to the nearest dollars for the monthly payment. 175,500 multiplied by 0.075 divided by 12, close the parentheses and divide, open parentheses, 1 minus, open parentheses, and then 1 plus 0.075 divided by 12, close the parentheses, and raise to the power negative sign. Make sure you hit the negative button here, not the subtraction button. Negative, the N is 12 multiplied by the total time, which is 30 years, and bring the cursor down, close the parentheses. So we entered all the expression in the formula and then hit enter. So we're gonna get the number 1227.12. So we get a number 1227.12. If the problem doesn't say anything, so we just round as a normal technique, but mostly round to the nearest dollar. So this case we round to 1227. Most of the time they will ask you to round up because the extra cents here, if you cut it out, so gonna be accumulate over time. So that will be off from the actual loan. So for this case, just round to the nearest dollars as the normal technique. So we have 1227 as the monthly payment. So every month, this owner gonna have to pay the lender $1,200 and 20 cents. $1,227. And then in part E, we're going to compute the total interest. The key term, the total interest is paid over 30 years. The interest would be the difference of the loan and would be the total payment minus the loan. So I'm going to write as the template. So total interest going to be the total payments subtracted by the loan. Okay, we know the loan, which is 175,500. But the total payment, since we have to pay, this is the PMT, which is the payment or the regular payment that you pay like per month. So every month, this person pay 1,227 for 12 months in a year and for 30 years. And then subtracted by the loan, which is 175,500. Put in the calculator and we can get the number out as the total payment as 441,720 and take away by the amount of the loan 175,500. So the total interest over 30 years would be $266,220. So you pay for the interest more than the cost of the home. Next, for number 2, if the time of the mortgage in example 1 is reduced to 15 years. So in this case, the amount of the loan would be the same. So P equals 175,500. The rate or the mortgage rate is the same as 7.5% or 0.075. But the N, the monthly payment, that means N equals 12, or you pay 12 times in a year. But the T changed from 30 to 15. Now we're gonna use the same loan payment formula as we used with PMT equals P multiplied by R over N, all divided by the quantity 1 minus the quantity 1 plus R over N raised to the power negative NT, and then close it, where the P is 175,500 and multiplied by R, which is 0.075, divided by N, which is 12, all divided by open parentheses 1 plus the quantity 1 plus 0. Sorry, it's subtraction. It's 1 minus 1 plus 0.075 divided by 12 raised to the power negative 12 months in a year for 15 years. Okay, and then use the calculator to do that again. So we're gonna enter 175,500 multiplied by, then open parentheses, the rate 0.075 divided by 12 months in a year, close parentheses, divided by open parentheses 1 minus, and then open another parentheses for the quantity 1 plus the R 0.075 divided by 12, close the parentheses, raised to the power, and then hit the negative sign. Let's see. Raised to the power, the caret, okay, and then negative sign, 12 months for 15 years instead of 30 years. And bring the cursor down, close the parentheses, and then hit enter. Let's see what the number comes out as a monthly payment for the period of the time, like 15 years. So hit enter. So we have 1626.91. And round to the nearest dollars like before. So round to 1627. This is the amount that this owner pays per month. So the next part, we're going to calculate the total interest paid over 15 years. To compute the total interest, that would be from the total payments subtracted by the loan or the mortgage. The total payments every month, this person pays $16.27 for 12 months in a year for 15 years, then subtracted by the amount of the loan, which is $175,500. The total payment, the product comes out to be 292,860, and then subtracted by 175,500. So the total interest comes out to be 117,360. That is less than the amount of the loan. As you see, the number is coming down for the interest if you finish the loan in the shorter time. So the next part C, how much interest is saved by reducing the mortgage from 30 to 15 years. So this part we just subtract from the total interest from 30 years loan by the total interest from 15 years loan. So the amount of dollars saved would be the interest rate, not interest rate, the interest from 30 years subtracted by the interest from 15 years. Okay, 30 years, that's what we did in the previous example, which is 266,220. 266,220, and then subtracted by the number that we just got in part B, which is 117,360, and then the difference is 148,860. That means you would save $148,860 if you pay off within 15 years.